Wait, what? A new Riftbound set? But I just got my Origins box in. Yes, we've just gotten our first previews for Riftbound's second set called Spiritforged. And while it may seem like it's far too early to be getting previews when Origins just came out like a few weeks ago, this is the nature of having the asynchronous release dates. So Origins released in China on August 1st, while we just got it 3 months later on October 31st, meaning China is a full 3 months ahead of us schedule-wise. This means that while Spiritforged will be releasing in China next month, we won't be seeing the release here in the US until February of next year. However, given that they're going to be previewing cards in China now anyway, Riot has decided to just preview the cards in English too, not leaving it up to Google Translate, which is why this feels so rushed. The good news is that with every release, the release schedule will get closer and closer, and they will eventually line up so it sets release worldwide at the same time. But real fast, I want to remind you all to please subscribe to the channel and leave a like and a comment. The channel is growing great, and we really appreciate the support. And also check out our sponsor, CoolStuffInc.com. For all your Riftbound and other card game needs, use promo code ARCANE for 5% off your order. So, of the 17 cards we've got previewed, we got some new mechanics, a new card type, a big part of the Spirit Forged, that's the name of the set, hint hint, forged, 5 new legends, as well as a new token type. Let's start out with the big one, equipment. Equipment is a new type of gear, and this is seen often in other games where it's a gear or an artifact or whatever that can stay in play and go in and augment your creatures. So let's look at Doran's shield here, a common equipment to kind of give us an idea of what's happening with this mechanic. We see a 1 energy gear, has gear subtype equipment, Doran's shield, has equip 1 calm power, attach this to a unit you control. And in the bottom part of the ability says tank and +1 might. So puts on a unit control, I assume it gets tank and +1 might, which makes sense. And the equip cost here is a green power, a calm power. So of course, power costs are a big deal in this game. That's not free. That's a big deal. So the 1 energy is one thing, but spending a power to do this over and over again will cost you as time goes on. But a very powerful effect to kind of have a way to constantly augment your creatures. You know, if you have an army of 2 might units, and this 1 Doran shield can make each one of them 3 in succession as you go through as needed. So Doran shield, it's cheap, it's a common, probably not super overpowered and like that, but a good way to look at the mechanic, kind of give us an idea of what is going on here. Next up, and a little more exciting, we have the rare equipment, Guardian Angel, also in calm, costs 2 energy to play, and once again has that 1 green power cost, that 1 calm power to attach to a unit you control. Also gives +1 might, but has the ability, if I would die, that meaning of course the unit, kill Guardian Angel instead, heal me, exhaust me, and recall me. And that's a really cool effect. So it's only the same might bonus as the common equipment we saw, but this is a way to preemptively protect your unit. So you have an important unit and you're kind of not sure if you want to get it involved into a combat situation, pop the Angel on there, you get a little bit of a buff, now you can get it in there, and then not worry about it being killed on the way out. So pretty cool one. I like this one. Probably needs a little more synergy as far as like, you know, wanting more gear or equipment or other effects like that, or whatever synergy there's going to be in the set on it, but looks really cool. On the rare side of things, in body, we also have Trinity Force, 4 energy for an equipment, a little more expensive, but has that same 1 power equip cost, this time, of course, in orange. This gives +2 might, but has the ability, when I hold, score 1 point. So we don't see very many ways that are alternate ways to score a point in this game, which is kind of a big deal, kind of a cool way to come back if you're behind, or really push the issue if you're in a racing scenario. And it's expensive. 4 energy is a lot. It is only +2 might, but a very, very powerful effect and a really cool thing to play for. On the epic side of things, we have Blade of the Ruined King. This is an order equipment, costs 3 energy and 1 power, so a little more heavy on the costing here. The equip is once again 1 order power, but it also says kill a friendly unit. So that's a pretty hefty cost to pay. Now, looking back on set 1, we see Victor and all of these recruit tokens kind of hanging around. So sacrificing things for value is part of Order's identity, and this fits pretty well in that. So what do you get? You get no ability, just a hefty +4 might. Huge. This can turn a medium-sized unit into a real beat stick. And it also plays well with the recruit tokens. Say I just have 4 recruit tokens, and I just sack 1 and put this on 1. I go from having 4 total might to having 6 total might, and a lot more in one spot. So really, really powerful effect. It's expensive, but very, very potent. And then we have Swell Songer also operating out of Calm. Once again, 3 energy and 1 power as a cost gear equipment. This one equips for 1 green power and 1 energy. So far, every equip cost we've seen so far has been only a power. This one's got a power and an energy on it. And it says, as this is attached to a unit, copy that unit's text to this equipment's effect text for as long as this is attached to it. So it doesn't give a might bonus, just a really weird kind of copy effect. And this is the thing where if you've played any other card games, anytime you've got this kind of weird copy effect, you can do some really crazy like combo things. And I don't know what that is exactly. This is just a card that came out, an hour ago or whatever. But definitely the kind of thing we look at and go, what could I do with this? So excited to see what you folks do out there, what the brewers of the game do. Let me know what you think you're going to do with it in the comments, because I'm excited to hear it. So equipment is clearly a huge focus in this set, because not only is it just a new card type and a really, really big deal, it also brings about a number of mechanics that are specifically equipment focused. Take a look here at Long Sword. This is a Fury equipment. It costs 2 energy and 1 power. And it has the Quick Draw ability. So this is an ability I assume will be seen on equipments that says this has reaction. When you play it, put it on a unit you control. So you don't need to pay the cost. I can only assume the equip cost. You're just putting it directly onto it like an auto equip, which is great, honestly. Then it also has equip for 1 Fury power. This gives +2 and no other abilities. So this is sort of just like a combat trick that will stick around, which is historically quite potent in games. You spend 2 energy and a power. You make your creature big, you win a combat, and you're left with a large unit behind, which is really quite good, honestly. And then of course that unit dies, pop it somewhere else. So this card looks really, really nice to me. It's very simple, but looks very effective. Coming in even bigger than that is Steric's Gauge. Same sort of idea. This one coming out of Calm. 3 energy and 2 power is a really serious cost, but it also has Quick Draw. And then once again has equip for 1 green power, and it gives +3 might. So only a small might boost over the Long Sword, but 3 is a lot. When you think about breakpoints in this game, what are the important numbers to get kind of above? Like get above 4, so Void Seeker can't kill my creature, or get above 3, so Falling Star can't kill my creature, or getting in like the 5, 6, and 7 range where things get really, really big. And +3 is a way to do that. Win a combat, keep a large creature, and then have this thing around where you can just keep putting it on things and making things huge. So, Steric's Gauge looks awesome to me. This thing slaps really, really big. Will raw stats be good enough? I'm not sure, but it definitely slaps. Moving on to the other equipment-based mechanic they revealed, we see Lucian Merciless. This is a 3 energy, 3 might body unit. It's a champion unit. It's also an epic, which is pretty epic, and has the ability called Weapon Master, which says when you play me, you may equip one of your equipment to me for 1 power less, even if it's already attached. So you can pop an equipment off something or off the ground, put it onto Lucian, not to play that power cost the first time, which is nice, because paying power cost over and over again, as we know, is a big deal. Recycling your runes, putting yourself down energy is a real push-pull in the game. So being able to avoid that's kind of awesome. And then Lucian also says, the first time I conquer each turn, ready me, which is really good. You can go in and conquer, ready, and then move back out, so there's no worry of reprisal, which is pretty great. So put a big equipment on here, get in and get out. Seems like a really, really good card. The other non-equipment based mechanic they revealed is called Repeat. This is here on Feral Strength, a 2 energy common reaction spell that says repeat 2. You may pay the additional cost to repeat this spell's effect. Give a unit +2 might till end of turn. So combat trick you can use to pump 1 creature, or you can put the repeat cost, pay 4 energy, and I assume you can target the same unit twice or 2 different units, spreading out the pump spell, which is really, really good in a multi-combat scenario, or giving +4 to 1 unit, which is great. This does have to compete with Discipline in Origin Set 1, which is a 2 energy +2 might and draw card, which is really, really good. But it's a pretty cool mechanic, pretty cool effect. Excited to see what they do with it. And then before we get to our legends, which there are 5 of to reveal, which is really, really exciting, we see just a weird common here, Overzealous Fan. 2 energy, 2 might. Whenever I defend, you may kill me to move an attacking unit to its base. It's kind of like a fight or flight on a unit, which is kind of cool, but just like it's weird to spoil all of his new mechanics and legends, this random common, but whatever. Overzealous Fan's cool. All right, so enough about commons, on to the legends. Of course, legends are the most important part of the game. They are the defining characteristic of your deck. They tell you what colors you can play, what abilities you care about. We had 12 legends in Origins, 4 legends in Proving Grounds. There are 16 in the game, and we've been told we're going to see 12 more in Spiritforged, so almost doubling the number of legends of a game, which is a huge deal And let's look at our first legend here, Draven, coming out of Fury and Chaos, now joining both Jinx and Annie. This is the third legend of this color pair. And the Glorious Executioner says, when you win a combat, draw 1. So very, very simple, honestly, you know, whereas Jinx is really locked in on what she wants to do. Annie's kind of synergistic as well. This just says win combats, thing you're trying to do in a game of Riftbound anyway, and draw cards. So maybe you draw, you know, 2 of the extra cards over the course of a game. That just seems really good to me. I just love drawing cards, and looks like a really, really nice one, really, really good aggro legend. So you already actually have Draven Showboat in Origin as a champion unit, but now we're getting this champion legend. I could only assume we're still going to get 1 of each color as we have for every legend and champion in Origins. But we see here Draven Vanquisher is our Fury Draven, 4 energy and 4 might. Draven says, when I win a combat, play a gold gear token exhausted. What's a gold gear token? Well, let's take a look here. And gold gear token is a new gear, a new token. It simply says kill this, exhaust at reaction speed to add a power. So really, really cool. This is a way to get extra power to pay your power costs. Of course, so far you've only really had the seals to do this, seal of rage and so on and so forth, which are currently a big talking point in the community. Are they good? Are they not good? I'll definitely do a video on seals at some point. Look for that. But having more ways to get power costs paid is really cool, because power costs are a big deal in your deck. You can't play too many of them, or you end up kind of sacrificing too many runes and being too far down on energy. So seeing a new way to pay for these is really, really cool. This is a gold token. And when you win a combat, you get one, which is cool. And then Draven also says, whenever I attack or defend, you may pay a Fury power. And if you do, give me 2 might this turn. So you can go ahead the next turn and use that gold to pay for the ability. So this is threatening to be a 6 might unit on offense or defense at any point, as long as you're willing to sacrifice or recycle a Fury rune, which is pretty potent, honestly. It's a pretty well-statted creature and a pretty good beat stick. And but wait, that's not all. We get the full set of Draven here. We also get the signature spell, which is actually a signature gear equipment, which is kind of exciting. We get the Spinning Axe, which costs 2 energy and then 1 Fury or Chaos power. This has quick draw, like some of the equipments we've already seen. Has a reaction, you can play it auto-equips. Has equip for a power. And then says temporary. If this is unattached, kill it at the start of its controller's beginning phase before scoring. Gives no abilities, just a solid +3 might. So 2 energy and a power of +3 might that seems insane. It seems really, really good. This temporary wording is bizarre to me, because temporary is a state of being for anything, where if you go to the player's next turn and beginning of a turn before they score, it goes away. But this says if it's unattached. So like, the fact that it's in the reminder text and not like text on the card is very weird to me. So if it's attached to a unit, does it not have temporary? I don't really know. Kind of a weird one. Sure, we'll get some clarification on that. But looks really, really potent, like longsword ++. This card looks awesome. But we ain't done yet. We got 4 more legends to look at. No signature spells or units for these, but still very exciting. We got Battle Mistress coming out of Body and Chaos, and Body Mistress says, whenever you recycle a rune, you may exhaust me to play a gold gear token. So more gold, kind of cool. And when 1 or more enemy units die, ready me. So this is another way to kind of create these gold tokens and get power, which is kind of sweet. So whenever you recycle a rune, which is usually done when you make a power, you get to tap this and make a gold token, so you can get back for future turns. So again, kind of a way to keep circumventing those power costs, which is really, really cool to see. And when more things die, you get to ready it and do it again. So kind of cool. Looking for, you know, some sort of Body Chaos, like power hungry deck. What does that look like? I don't really know, but kind of cool. And the gold train ain't done. Check out Chem Baroness, operating out of Order and Mine. These are Victor's colors. Victor, of course, is very good. But Chem Baroness says, whenever you or an ally hold, you may exhaust me to play a gold gear token exhausted. And if your score is within 3 points of the victory score, your gold add an energy and a power. So kind of interesting. Having to hold to get gears seems a little tough. Holding is not an easy thing to do in this game. And honestly, Mind and Order don't seem very hold focused, which is kind of an interesting thing to see. And you hold, you get a gear, a gold gear. That's kind of cool, but like doesn't feel like a huge payoff to me. And then if we're late in the game and you're at 5 or 6 points already, getting an extra energy or 2 seems a little weird too. So if there's other ways to make gold, you can like really ramp with this, which is kind of cool. But I don't know. It's a weird one. Definitely a legend that will need to see the rest of the cards in the set to kind of have an idea of exactly what you want to do with it, because this is definitely a build around. Next up is Emperor of the Sands, which coming out of Calm and Order. This legend says, your sand soldiers have Weapon Master. What the hell is a sand soldier? Well, we'll find out. We'll keep reading. 1 tap, play a 2 might sand soldier unit token to your base, but only uses if you played an equipment this turn. So it looks like this legend cares a lot about equipment, giving Weapon Master, which is a big deal. And this is a pretty cool mechanic because one of the problems that equipment has typically in games is that if you play all equipment and no units, end up in a spot where you have 4 equipment in play and nothing to put on them, which can be a really bad place to be. This legend gives you a way to keep giving you bodies for those equipment. And the Weapon Master is cool too, because you get to pop it on immediately, and you can keep playing equipment, putting bodies on it. That's pretty cool, honestly. It speaks to definitely a deck that's going to want to play a ton of equipment, but kind of a fun way to get around that restriction that the card type can often have in other games. So this one looks sweet to me. I'm very excited to build Emperor of the Sands. And our last legend is Blade Dancer, coming out of both Calm and Chaos, which says, when you choose a friendly unit, you may exhaust me and pay a power to ready it. Readying anything is really, really good. And then when you conquer, you may pay 1 energy to ready me. So you can repeatedly use this as effect to ready your units. This seems really, really good. Anything that ready stuff in this game is so powerful, being able to immediately play units and use them. And then choose a friendly unit. So you use a pump spell or some other effect that targets your own units. Play a thing, play a pump spell on it, ready it, and now it's already bigger from the pump spell, so you can get in and get something and then conquer and then untap and maybe do it again. This one looks quite potent. There we go. A lot of fun stuff to think about, a lot of really cool cards, a lot of new mechanics. The equipment look pretty sweet. But SPIRITFORGed will be releasing in China in December and here in the US in February of 2026. It's over 200 cards, has 12 new legends, including the 5 we just saw, and Ezreal, Fiora, Lucian, and Rumble are also confirmed, but we don't have cards for them yet. They also have 2 champion decks, as well as, and I quote from Riot, a whole lot more. Here at Arcane Academy, we'll also be focusing primarily on Origins and getting into the game, but we couldn't resist showing off the new cards. So please subscribe if you haven't yet. Let us know what you think in the comments. Hit that like button if you're really feeling it. Hit that hype button, and we'll see you next time.